I have two questions that are kind of similar. I always hate posting videos because I don't have a way of editing the sound, quality-wise. So what's the best way to edit audio? A similar question says, main thing is the various ways to get sound from a mixing board into a phone. It sounds like we're talking about two different scenarios here. It sounds like we're talking about uploading videos that we record and then a live stream. If you're going to be doing something that's pre-recorded and then uploading it, you can record straight into your computer and then sync it up with the audio that was captured from your camera or your phone. To do that, what you're gonna need is an audio interface. I have an audio interface back here. This is the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2, and then you're gonna need a DAW, or a digital audio workstation. That's just a fancy way of describing the types of programs that are GarageBand, Logic Pro, Pro Tools, Reaper, and all the other things that are out there. You can either set a metronome and record the different parts at different times, or you can actually have them running at the same time while you record. But in order to get good song quality, you are gonna have to invest in one of these. Get at least 2 channels. They make them bigger. They do have ones that like have 4 channels or more. The advantage in uploading a pre-recorded video that you recorded directly into your computer with your DAW is that you can go back and you can edit things later. You can edit each individual track. For me, I feel like I'm gonna waste a lot of time and energy if I try to mix the sound myself. So I send it off to somebody else to handle that part for me. Now, if it's just dialogue like this, then yes, I will edit that myself. And as I described in another video, I will use Isotope RX7 to go through and clean up the dialogue. All right, so then you take your product and you just sync it in iMovie, look for the peaks and match it at the time. If you were using your phone to record, the timing might get a little funky after a while, but all you have to do is just take a little end and stretch it out or shrink it, whatever is going to work for that particular video, and you should be all good. Some notes, by the way, especially if you're doing something like a piano tutorial, you're doing your live singing and performing, and you're recording the sound directly to your computer, you definitely want to keep your audio for your camera running because you're going to need those to sync. That piano tutorial that I did, I chose to record MIDI directly into the computer, and then I forgot that I wasn't going to have any sound to sync it up with my camera, so I had to be sure to talk so I knew where the recording was when I went back and looked at the video. You can see my other video where I talk about syncing up audio with your video. Now, if you have a dedicated camera, another thing you can do is use your phone for a recorder. I've done that a lot, but I think I mostly use the audio that I captured with my DAW. Now, live streaming. At the time of this recording, there is a big pandemic going on and everybody is inside. Due to that, people are choosing to live stream. It is so inspiring, but there are a lot of musicians who are embarrassed because of the sound. Honestly, most of your audience probably isn't gonna care that much, but I understand why you care to impress other musician friends. I'm gonna let you know that I'm not a big expert in this, but I know that whenever I would ask somebody, well, how do I make my videos sound better if I'm gonna live stream? That they would immediately start talking about an iRig. And I was like, I don't wanna buy an iRig. I don't understand what you're talking about. It sounded complicated to me, so I really didn't want to bother with it. And the more I started looking into it, the more I realized that that is pretty much how you gotta do it. If you want to live stream and run the sound directly through your phone, then you've gotta have an iRig or something similar to get that into your phone. I have an older phone, so I still have the headphone jack. So for me, the important part is the TRRS connector thingy. Whatever, it means tip, ring, ring, sleeve. If you're running into a mixing board, you already got your sound, you just need a way to connect it to your phone. There probably is a way to take an RCA cable or some sort of line out, put it through an adapter that is going to be a TRRS adapter, and then connect that to your phone. But from what I've heard from people, sometimes you get a lot of noise if you do it directly like that. They found that there's a lot more quality control when you use an iRig or similar devices. If you have an iPhone, then you're gonna need an adapter for that. If you're using an Android and it has a headphone jack, then you just want the iRig and that PRRS input. If you are using a newer Android, you're going to need an adapter to a USB-C port. Now, mine is old school, so mine is just in mono. People are kind of sound snobs now, and they want more better sound. There are fancier versions of this. They allow 2 channels, so that way you can broadcast in stereo. By the way, I do know somebody who runs all the sound through their computer, and then they run it out of the headphone jack to the computer, I think into a 1/4 inch, which then goes into one of these. I understand why we're looking for some alternative ways, but that pretty much is the way to go, is to just get an iRig or a similar device that does the same thing. So let's get to what my setup is for that. All right, I'm switching to my cell phone because I don't want to carry my big old camera around. Now I am halfway through pregnancy, so I'm gonna get out of breath here. Anyway, let's start out with the setup. This is my microphone. My microphone goes into my loop pedal. I use the loop pedal because sometimes I use guitar and it gives me an extra channel. You can do the same thing with an XLR to a 1/4 inch adapter or directly into an iRig if it has more than 1 channel. Anyway, so then the sound runs out of that to the line in of my keyboard, and then that way anything I'm playing on the piano and anything coming through the loop pedal all runs out and then into my iRig. Then I of course put this into my cell phone. Then I guess one more thing is I use my headphones along with my live stream, so this is going to my headphones. There are more videos in this series. If this helped you in any way, please let me know, because I have some more ideas for videos that I can do. So just let me know, and I'll make some more.